Sponsored program are strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome to Sunshine Senior Solutions, a trusted medical supply company that puts patients first, offering quality home medical equipment and supplies. Sunshine Senior Solutions is here to help simplify the lives of patients, caregivers, and their families. From canes and crutches to diabetic glucose monitors, your health, safety, and comfort is our #1 priority. Call or visit our website, Sunshine Senior Solutions, bringing the heart back to healthcare.
The Low Sugar Bakery offers a variety of preservative-free, healthier breads, cakes, pastries, and snacks made daily in our store. Always fresh, we offer desserts made to order from no sugar to low sugar. All of our flavors are natural, including homemade jams, fruits, and vanilla. Enjoy healthy treats without the sugar, gluten, or guilt. Call 561-672-1898.
Welcome to Touched by Angel Live. I am your host, Angel Kinseys. My passion is to inspire seniors to get healthy and bring solutions to their everyday needs. If you wish to join the conversation, please contact us at 1-888-565-1470 or email us at touchedbyangellive@gmail.com. Enjoy the show.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my show. We're back again another week. 2 weeks have gone by, and I hope you were able to tune in and watch the April 7th show for my birthday. It told a little bit about me. So if you haven't seen it, you're able to go into the same link and go back to April 7th and watch that show. So first of all, I want to thank my sponsors, Sunshine Senior Solutions and Low Sugar Bakery. They gave us a beautiful cake tonight, and we have a picture of it to show you. It was absolutely delicious. Thank you for the Low Sugar Bakery for supplying that for my guests. And it was delicious. Blackberries, strawberries, cherries, raspberries, chocolate cream, delicious. So I want to thank them. So we're going to get into the show tonight. I have some guests in the audience, some of my students from my classes, my Zoom classes. Some of them used to be in the live classes. And my inspiration that inspired me to get involved with Zumba, Hugo Garrido, is here. And I just want to thank everybody for coming and supporting me. It's so nice to have a live audience. So we're probably going to have some questions tonight, too. So tonight, what I'm going to talk about, and I hit a little bit on the subject last week when I talked about the loss of my husband, but I want to talk about grief, sorrow, disappointment, and fear, because all those emotions are all connected into the grieving process. Now, when you think of grief, sometimes you may think of just death, losing someone. Grief is not just death. Grief could be anywhere from a sickness. You could lose a lost loved one. You could have family issues where the family is divided and you'll go through grief. Also, you could have not just an illness, but you could have a divorce, which is, it could be devastating and really affect your health. And also just some broken relationships, maybe with friends or relatives. So I'm going to touch a little bit on the subject of the problems that come with that. And I want to not only focus on some of the problems, but I want to give you a solution how to overcome it. That's my topic tonight, is overcoming grief, sorrow, disappointment, and fear. So one of the things I want to talk about is there's two types of people that I've come to know. And you know, I see a lot of people every day because I work in the salon and I have my classes for exercise. And so I've noticed that there's pretty much two types of people. People that will avoid confrontation, They don't want to talk about anything that's sorrowful, and they can't deal with it. They don't know how to deal with it. And then you've got other people that's all they want to talk about, and they want to fix. They want to fix you. They want to fix the problem. And so the people that are like that, I believe that the reason they're the way they are is because in our society, we are very oblivious to the reality of what grief does to a person, because it is a physical pain that you go through when you grieve, no matter what the situation may be. And how to deal with that is something that we're going to talk about tonight. Now, you know that there are 7 stages of grief. Actually, they've come up with a little bit more, up to 12 it could be. But I just want to go over a little bit of the stages so you could understand where you go through. And everybody is different. It could take you maybe 6 months, it could take you a year, it could take you 5 years, it could take you 25 years to go through those stages. And I'll tell you why. So the first actual stage is shock. You're in shock. You don't believe that it happened. And that could last for like almost the first year. That's what I have found. And then the second year seems like the reality starts to hit, and you realize this is not going to change. This is the way it is. And then you're in denial. You don't want to believe that it could happen. And then you can get angry. Some people get angry at God. I never got angry at God. I never really got angry. So you could skip one of the stages, or you could also get stuck in one stage. I went to a meeting once, and we were all talking about all our different situations. Now, everybody had a different situation. You know, some people lose children, some people, it's sudden, some people have a long-term illness, but then again, it could be a divorce or whatever. So we were in this group, and when we came around to ask everybody, this one woman was very quiet, and she didn't want to say anything. And then we started to talk to her, and she said, I'm very angry at my husband because he died young, and he didn't take care of himself. And we said to her, well, how long has it been? And she said, it's been 7 years. So she was stuck in that unforgiveness that she had towards her husband. So we were all talking to one another, and I just said to her, I said, do you think he had control over the time of his death? Do you think he actually had control over that? That's kind of taken the place of God. You know, God knows the day you're born and you die. And I said to her, I said, you have to try to forgive him because he's gone on. He's in a better place, but you're the one that's stuck in that unforgiveness, and it's just making you sick. Well, she started to cry. She says, I never realized that. And so we all just went around her. We hugged her. We prayed with her. And at the end of that time that we were all together, her countenance had changed. It was like a weight lifted off of her. She felt just relieved. So I experienced somebody being stuck in one of those stages of grief. So you don't want to get stuck. Another one is guilt. Sometimes you think, I didn't do enough, I should have done this, I should have done that. And you have regret, a lot of regret. What you have to remember is nobody likes change. And I'm one of the worst ones. I hate change. I'm always the same, consistent. But you have to remember that when you go through this, everything is going to change. And it takes time for your mind to catch up with everything. And the best way to do it is to just learn to get to the point. And the last step is acceptance. So that's the point you want to work to. And it could take a very long time to get to the acceptance, to realize this is the way it is, this is the way it's going to be, and I can accept it. And I think once you get to that acceptance, healing comes, and it'll give you comfort and peace. And even though you may physically miss that person, that relationship, whether it be an argument that you had or you're just disconnected or whatever, somehow it's going to bring you peace in that situation. And once you let it go, it will bring healing to you. You're always going to miss the presence. You're always going to miss the conversation. You know, I have widows that call me and they say, I just lost my husband and I just miss his voice. And there, there's so many things that we could dwell on and just get depressed over. But when I lost my husband and I lost my mom and I lost my sister in November, my only sister, I realized that I had to move on. I think you come to a place in your life once you realize this person is gone and they're not going to come back. You have to realize that you have a choice, you have a road. You're either going to get stuck there and you're going to make yourself sick and depressed and angry, or you're going to come out of it and say, I have to live for other people. I have to live for my family, my children, my grandchildren, whoever, your friends, or whatever your job. It may be that you may need outside help. You may have to get professional help. But I think the biggest thing that you could learn from grief is that you have to look within. You have to find something within. And for me, it was my spiritual connection. And I really realized, and I shared this a little bit last week, that when I was at my end, I just cried out to God and I said, God, I want to be happy again. I couldn't listen to music. I couldn't go to the restaurants that we went to. I mean, there's so many things. One of my friends in the salon, she lost her husband 2 years ago. And she said, Angel, she says, I went on Facebook and I joined a lot of the grief groups. She said, maybe it'd be a good idea for you to do that. So I went on there. There's a lot of grief groups. Some of them are just for women, some are for women and men. It just depends what you want. And some of the stories are just beautiful, and some of them are heart-wrenching. You really have to be strong to be on there. But I found myself going on there and realizing if I could say something to help somebody, because people are begging for help. They'll say, I just lost this person, or I went through a divorce, or I lost my home, I lost my job, whatever. If you have experience that you could help them, so it's a blessing to be able to read all these people on there, not just with their problems, but they're able to share and they're able to help others. And it's heart-wrenching to see and realize how many people are out there hurting. And I think when I lost my husband, I lost a lot of my clients because they did not know how to deal with it. I talked about the two different kinds of people, fixers, and then people that can't confront. They don't like to talk about it. So I think they felt bad for me because, and it's true, if you know somebody is hurting, you're almost afraid to see them because you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do. And the best thing that you can do is talk about their loved one and ask them how they're doing. Don't try to fix them. That's the worst thing that anybody could do. Or say things like, and people mean well, but they don't realize it, that it's very hurtful. Don't say, well, you'll be able to get over it, or you'll meet somebody else, or in time, all wounds heal. You know what? Yeah, time does heal, but you never, ever, ever forget it. And you learn to live with it. You learn to live with it. And if you're strong enough to move on and be determined to say, I'm going to make it, you can do it. I encourage you, if you're there and you're hurting and you're in pain, I encourage you to either step out of that boat, step into the water, reach out to somebody, and if you can't even do that, I hope and pray that if you're listening to this show or watching it, that you, as a person with a heart, may know somebody that needs help. And just a phone call to say, hi, how are you? I wish that I would have had people call me just to say hi and how are you doing and I love you, and that would have been it. So many times I think of people and if I'm too busy and I can't talk to them, I'll just I'll text them a little heart and a smiley face to tell them that I'm thinking about them. And you know what? That does a lot just to let people know that you're there for them, and if they need you, you're always there for them. So that's what I want to leave with you tonight, is the solution on how to get over this. And we're going to take a little break right now, and when we get back, we're going to talk about how you can overcome your pain.
Welcome to Sunshine Senior Solutions, a trusted medical supply company that puts patients first, offering quality home medical equipment and supplies. Sunshine Senior Solutions is here to help simplify the lives of patients, caregivers, and their families. From canes and crutches to diabetic glucose monitors, your health, safety, and comfort is our #1 priority. Call or visit our website, Sunshine Senior Solutions, bringing the heart back to healthcare.
The Low Sugar Bakery offers a variety of preservative-free, healthier breads, cakes, pastries, and snacks made daily in our store. Always fresh, we offer desserts made to order from no sugar to low sugar. All of our flavors are natural, including homemade jams, fruits, and vanilla. Enjoy healthy treats without the sugar, gluten, or guilt. Call 561-672-1898.
Welcome back to Touched by Angel Live. Here's your host, Angel Kinseys.
Hi, we're back. So, I have some guests in the audience, and I want to just maybe put some questions out there and see if we could come up with some answers for their questions. Anybody has a question? Yes.
Hi, Angel. I'm Ethel Rubin from your class, Silver Sneakers, and I wanted to ask you, is it true, are you ever over grief?
I hate to say this, but it's true. You're never over grief. Never. You will always miss the presence of the situation, but you can overcome it because what you live on is you live on the positive memories, and that is what gives you the strength to move on. You're always going to miss their presence. You can't help it forever. You know, my grandmother passed away many, many years ago. I don't know, 1995, so almost 30 years ago. And I miss her every day. But you know what? What's comforting is all her wisdom that she gave me, all her encouraging words. It's made me the person that I am today. And I live for that. And the same thing with my husband. I think of all the good. You know, it's funny, when you lose someone that you love, for some reason, you don't think of any bad. At least I don't. Everything, all my memories are all good. It's funny how all the bad things go away. And we had a lot of bad times, especially when we were young. But you really tend to try to grab onto the positive because you know that you have to get through it. You have to survive. And who would think that my life that was so involved with my husband and my children and my grandchildren, once I lost him, it was like the whole family just split and broke up. So I had to deal with a lot of loss. But at that point, when I realized I had to live for other people, to be supportive in what I went through for them, plus I had to be there for my family. And if I didn't have family, I would have been there for other people. That's just me. But to see how it turned around for me to get involved with exercise, to really take that to the next level and still be in the salon, doing hair, encouraging people. You know, I have 3 jobs. I am an exercise teacher, I work in the salon, and now I'm a talk show host. So 3 jobs keeping me busy. And I could tell you this, if you're depressed, you're alone, you're lonely, you don't know what you're going to do, you don't know where you're going to go, think of something that you maybe love to do and try to maybe find a way out. Exercise, go to the gym, do something that you never did before. Take a dance class, go take an art class, get out and do something. Find who you are. I had to go back to when I was 16 years old dancing to find myself again. I actually remember thinking that I became another person. I wasn't the angel that was married to Bob. And I had to kind of, you know, because you're together, you're one. So it's almost like I felt my body cut in half, and that half that belonged to him, I had to get rid of that. And I had to refine myself and connect with my whole body, who I was again. So I actually almost went back to being young again and pulling out when I was single how to deal with that. And you know what? That got me through. That made me a better person. It made me realize that I had a lot in me, that I could be strong. So you can do it too. It's never too late. I don't care what you're going through. So if there's another question, I'll answer another question. Anybody? You do? Yeah, go ahead. We have time.
Hi, Angel. Sherry from your class.
Hi, Sherry.
Angel.
I love my students.
Yes, what do you do though when you're out all day, you're having a nice time, and you're with your friends, and you're doing all the things to try to keep yourself upbeat, and then you get home, and you're in the house alone. You're coming home to that empty house.
Yeah.
And you start thinking about the things that are
Yeah.
wrong in your life or things you're grieving about. How do you handle that in the house alone?
Well, you know, being alone is very, very difficult. And, you know, I was alone for a while after my husband died. And I ended up getting a dog when my family came for the memorial. And they said, my mom and my daughter said, we're not leaving until you get a puppy. I was like, oh, that's the last thing I need. But you know what? That animal, Star, has brought me such happiness and comfort. He's my little man that watches over me. He actually protected me when he was just 6 weeks old. Somebody was breaking into my car in the driveway in the middle of the night, and he started to scratch on the side of my bed, didn't even bark, and woke me up to find somebody trying to break in my car. So to me, he was my little star. When my husband died, he said, I'm going to be a star in the sky watching over you. When I found him in the pet store, he had a little star on the top of his head. His head was white, and I knew it. I said, that's him. His name is Star. And he's going to be 15. And that I think having a pet, it could even be a bird. You know, I inherited my sister's parrots, and they bring us so much joy. Really, animals really do bring you joy, whether you like cats or dogs. I think that's very comforting. I think that would help. I want to read this real quick to you. This was something that I found, and it's going to help to bring healing to you. Sometimes the best way to feel a little bit better, this is from someone that lost a loved one, even in the darkest of times, is to set your feelings free. Yesterday, someone reached out to me, someone I had not talked to in quite some time, just to ask how I was. I tried to ask him how he was, but he just kept saying, no, I want to know how you are. So I shared with him the ache and pain that I had been feeling, the joys and the sorrows. And I shared with him, and he just listened. And then today, I thought back on the conversation, and I saw this photo of a glass filled with butterflies, opening the jar, coming out were all the butterflies, and I thought to myself, wow, that is how I felt yesterday, when my feelings were all bottled up inside, and just talking about it and him listening, the good, the difficult, they were all set free. He actually listened to me for no other reason than to hear me, and that made me feel amazing. So my last thoughts to you is I want to encourage you to please listen. Let's be better listeners. Let's listen with the intent to hear people, not to fix, not to comment, not to judge, not to somehow change things for them. Let's listen and to honor their words and feelings a way that comforts and validates them. That is truly a gift. So God bless you. I hope I helped you in some way. Please give us a call. And you could call into the station. It's 888-565-1470. You could call, contact me, ask for Angel. You could email me at touchedbyangelllive@gmail.com. And I'm there to listen. God bless you. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. And my next show is going to be how to have a positive mindset. Thank you.
You've been watching Touched by Angel Live. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you love. If you wish to join the conversation, Have an idea for the show or would like to sponsor the show? Please call us at 1-888-565-1470 or email us at touchedbyangellive@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. If you or a loved one are interested in joining Angel on Zoom for her Strength and Balance class or Zumba Gold class for seniors, email her at angelkinseys@gmail.com. Have a great day.